Torrey Craig and Coby White are now added to the growing list of just banged up Chicago Bulls players. We're going to talk about that. Plus, ask the question: is Matas Buzelis receiving the Dalen Terry treatment? And has Billy Donovan not learned from that yet? We're going to get to all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content tonight, y'all. And so, quick update in regards to the injury list with the Chicago Bulls. This one came from KC Johnson about an hour and a half ago in regards to Torrey Craig with a lower leg contusion and Coby White with a cervical tightness are both probable against the Hawks. Now, probable is a favorable diagnosis, right? That's why they're not necessarily listed or being at a huge risk of being out in this game. But unfortunately, it does come down to this. The Chicago Bulls are out. The growing list of Bulls that are dealing with ailments is getting ridiculous, right? It's getting ridiculous, and that's just what it comes down to. It's really unfortunate when it comes down to it. Is that it's comedy at this point, right? We lost Jalen Smith there for a little while. He comes back. Of course, Zach LaVine. At one point, no, it wasn't Zach. Lonzo was gone. Coby's been gone. Did Zach set a game? Yeah, Zach set a game. I'm tripping. And it's just another thing added to the list of just one thing after another when it comes down to the Chicago Bulls. It just is what it is, right? And it's kind of unavoidable when you play it. It's not anything major, right? So that's the big thing here. At the end of the day, at this point last season, the Bulls have already had a couple of major situations. So at least it's nothing major in the grand scheme of things, but it's just concerns, right? Patrick Williams with his surgically repaired foot, he's going to be out a week at least. Lonzo Ball is going to be out with another 2 weeks. Basically, they're basically saying he's going to be out until after Christmas. And while this isn't a bad prognosis for Coby or for Torrey Craig, they both should be fine in a long time. Things it's about managing the pain. It's just one thing after another for this Bulls team, and we've seen this story before. Usually when this happens, it's only a matter of time before a team suffers a major injury. And that's knock on wood. I don't want that to happen by any stretch of the imagination. But I think you gotta deal with it at some point. It's probably gonna happen at some point in time. So, at the end of the day, I look at it this way. I said coming into the season, and it would be me contradicting myself if I all of a sudden change my view. Wins and losses wasn't the thing that I wanted to judge this season by the most. It was the development of the young players, which Dalen Terry is really. I listen. I've seen some people hate on Dalen. He's really progressing now for the Chicago Bulls. Julian too, not as much of an extent as I hoped coming into the season for sure. Coby's having another really good year. When you look at the statistics, he's having another career year statistically and efficiency wise. And so players are developing, not necessarily at the rate that I hope, but they are developing. And the second thing that I looked at this is, do you keep your top 10 pick? And I tell you what, right now things are looking favorable for the Bulls to do that. Still early in the season, things can drastically change, but that's just how things are looking right now for this team. So just see how it continues to go. And it kind of is what it is when it comes down to. No surprises here, though. When it comes down to it, no surprises. You can't even compare Matas and Dalen as prospects. It would be criminal if they were treated the same. Well, I mean, we'll get into that here in a second, right? We'll get into that. And honestly, I'm going to tell you this. There is more comparable about them as prospects than I think what you think. Not saying the talent level, but as far as how raw their games both are, there's more to compare there than I think you realize. And we'll get into that here in a second. Coby tweeted that tweaked it that one play. How long Craig out? So right now it's probable. So nobody's listed as being out. It's kind of probably more of a tightness thing. They're going to see how they feel in the morning, how they feel closer to shoot around. They're both more than likely going to play in Coby and Torrey Craig. But I tell you what, hey, Coby has avoided some bad injuries in this time, and that fall yesterday looked really bad. So I'm glad that it's nothing more than that. Everybody but Vooch, Ayo, Giddey have been hurt. Is that right? Probably is just about right. So, hey, there you go. Oh, Coby neck, not leg. Interesting. Trade Duarte for Javonte Green. They ain't doing that. First of all, spicy Denzel Valentine ain't going nowhere. Luckily, he's an expiring contract at the end of the year, but spicy Denzel ain't going nowhere. He's not going anywhere. Welcome to the Chicago Bulls in the 2024 Cooper Flay. I refuse to let myself even get hopes up to that happen. Dalen look like an actual NBA. I'm not comparing them now. I'm talking about their rookie year. So, but don't get ahead of the conversation. We'll get there. You're getting ahead of the conversation. You're saying things that you don't. That's not even what we're talking about yet. Just chill. Uh, been telling fool Dalen will become a solid NBA. Yeah, I mean, and that's what it is, right? People like to, and most of the time when you hear people kind of knock Dalen Terry, they go right to offense, and it's like, not. I hate to tell you guys, and I guess not you guys, but I hate to tell people, and I think people don't really pay attention. Everything ain't about offense. It's just not all about offense. It's just not what it's all about. It's just not all about offense. So it is what it is when it comes there. I don't see Craig on the Rob, you got to stop trying to always fact check people. You got to realize, people have more access to things than you do. You don't have the press website. This also came out from KC Johnson. So stop trying to always fact check stuff, Rob. Sit back, sit down, and enjoy the ride. That's what you need to do. Enjoy the ride. Jesus Christ. It's always people on the other side of the camera that always want to fact check everything. If you want to be creative, go start a show. I'll retweet it for you. I'll get you some subs. But Torrey Craig has the lower leg contusion. And so, that's what it is with Torrey Craig. Coby White has cervical tightness. They're both listed as probable against the Atlanta Hawks. And that's what it comes down to, right? Damn, Craig. Craig hasn't been anywhere. He just hasn't been playing. He's just been on the bench because they've been prioritizing the young guys. Hold on, let me change that. I had to change that color. I hate seeing that blue when we're on Bull Central. Dalen has definitely graduated from G. Oh, that's a fact. That's a big fact, Loud Mob. But okay, so the injury, Coby, Torrey Craig, nothing big deal right now. That's a yet, because this is still the Chicago Bulls, and this is the Bulls medical staff. Remember when Lonzo was supposed to be gone 10 days? Remember just a day ago when Patrick Williams was a game time decision, then went from that to being out a week until he's reevaluated? Just watch stuff, right? We'll see what it comes down to. But the next conversation that I want to have is one that a lot of people are having, understandably so, and that's about the play, the how much Matas Buzelis is playing, right? And it seems like every time somebody's down, Patrick Williams is out again, and it's like this should open up some minutes for Matas Buzelis. It does not happen, right? When you look at the number of players right now that were drafted in the lottery, right, who have been healthy to start the season, because Devin Carter and Nikola Topic both had injuries before the season started. So that's 14 lottery picks, but out of the 12 that came into the season healthy, Matas Buzelis ranks 11th in total minutes played. Rob Dillingham is the only player that's seeing less time than him, and that's starting to change because it looks like they're about to start playing him a little bit more. So right now, Matas Buzelis, the number 11th overall pick, 626 in total rookie minutes so far this season. When you look at players that have played ahead of him, Zachary Richesher, Carlton Carrington, Jalen Wells, Stephen Castle, Kayshawn George, Eve Missy, Alexander Sarr, Dalton Knecht, Zach Edey, Jerry McCain, Cody Williams, Tristan DeSilva, Ryan Dunn, Kyle Filipowski, Ron Holland II, AJ Mitchell, Jamal Sheed, Jonathan Mogbo, I don't even know who that is, Donovan Clingan, Keaton Wallace, Jamison Battle, Tajon Saloon, Reed Shepard, Ogo Iguodaro, Isaiah Collier, and Matas Buzelis. They're at the bottom. That's it. Out of all those rookies that I named, about half of those guys have played over 300 minutes so far this season. Matas Buzelis sits at less than 200 minutes so far this season played. And it raises questions all the time. Development was supposed to be one of the focuses of this Bulls team coming into this season. And a guy that I did like in Tajon Saloon is actually starting to play a lot of minutes, but very similar player to Matas Buzelis as far as how raw they are. And so when I say, is Matas Buzelis getting the Dalen Terry treatment, I mean by, much like Dalen Terry was the least played player for his draft position, damn near in NBA history, Matas Buzelis is going to be one of the least played players in a rookie class. We knew everybody was wrong, right? Everybody had they labeled it as weak or whatever it is. And you just got to ask yourself a lot of questions on what is going on here. It's to the point that even through injury, Matas Buzelis can't see the floor more than we're not winning. I can understand making the case for a rookie not playing if you are winning, right? If you're playing winning basketball and you're saying to yourself, hey, right now, winning's the focus. We're not going to play a rookie. We'll let him develop over time. We're not winning basketball games. I hate to tell anybody that. If anybody's looked at it, the Bulls ain't winning a lot of games. So what is it going to take for Matas Buzelis to get on the court? And if he's not going to get on the court, don't do this pussyfooting around. I know it's going to piss some people off, but send his ass to the G League. Not because that's the level of competition he should be at, but it's because of the player needs reps. You are basically going to waste a rookie season. And I don't care about the 8.3 minutes he's averaging. He's getting on average less than 3 shots per game during that. He's standing in the corner. What is he doing? You're not giving him possessions. You're not telling him to run around. You're not getting him involved in the offense. We've seen this story before. This is not how players develop in the NBA. It just isn't. And so, once again, Billy Bubblegum Donovan is once again looking at this shit, and it's like, come on, man. What is it going to take, Billy Donovan? What is it going to take? That's the question that we have here. You're not winning basketball games. Are you waiting on the mythical trade for Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic to get out of here to then play your rookie? If that's what it is, cool. But what are we doing here? That's the biggest question here. Camille says, whole team banged up, Tiana Trump style, and Matas will still get 2 minutes. Facts. Liddell did suit up versus Bucks, but no minutes. Yeah, he did suit up, but it didn't matter. Liddell's looked really good in the G League, which I got to get the G League episode out. I'm behind. This happens to me every year. I do the G League episodes. The goal is to do them weekly, and then they'll have the day where the Bulls are just playing, or it's a bunch of, because I was supposed to get to it Sunday. There's a bunch of news going down even before the game, and I couldn't get to it. Matas is definitely being underutilized, just like Dalen Terry was. This isn't surprising whatsoever. This is typical Billy Donovan BS. And a lot of people are going to agree with you, bro. A lot of people are going to agree with you. Shrug Republic says, and this is the crap draft on top of all that. It's unreal. Matas has the highest ceiling of anyone since Larry. I mean, I know I think Patrick Williams had a high ceiling. He didn't hit it, right? But yeah, I mean, Matas Buzelis' ceiling is out this world. That's why it was looked at as such a potential steal that the Bulls got him, because Matas does have a high ceiling, right? Regardless of how you think he's gonna hit it or not, Matas Buzelis does have a very high ceiling as an NBA prospect, especially as a modern day point forward potential that can stretch the floor, and we're just not doing it. Every draft may be better than we think or worse depending on the hype going into facts. That's a big fact, right? Like I said, like the last draft that was labeled as being weak, I think like 5 all-stars came out of it, right? So you never quite know. What else could get worse? The fact the Bulls key players getting hurt, or that Billy Donovan still don't trust Matas even when he's playing well. And that's the thing that's always funny about this situation, right? Is that Matas Buzelis had a game in which he went 3 of 3. So 2 games, November 15th and November 17th. He played 8 minutes against Cleveland. He went 3 of 3 from the field. One of those shots was in garbage time. He scored 9 points, 2 rebounds, 1 block. The game after that against Houston, he played 16 minutes. He did go 2 of 6 from the field. But even that, you're not always going to shoot great. He had 8 points, 3 rebounds in that game, 1 steal. He did have 2 turnovers, but come on, he's a rookie. And then the game after that, 2 minutes. Game after that, 6 minutes. And this is all after early in this month, the second game of this month for the Bulls, when I believe Patrick Williams was out, Matas Buzelis played 23 minutes, went 4 of 9 from the field for 9 rebounds, 13 points, 1 assist, 1 block, and 2 steals. And he couldn't get on the court after that. You said Billy Donovan literally sat there in a press conference and basically laid out to Matas, you got to show us some energy. And since that point, Matas Buzelis has shown a little bit, but it's just not rewarded. How do you expect a player to stay motivated when they know, hey, I'm probably not going to get in the game, and then when I do get in the game, you just want me to stand there in the corner? How do you expect that? I'm just wondering. Roberto Duran had hands of stone. Patrick Williams has hands of. That's wild. We're going to tank for a pick for what? So we can ruin another young player? Hey, listen, I would love to be able to defend the Bulls on that one. But I tell you what, I can't. I would love to defend my team. I would love to say, "Oh no, listen, we're going to develop. We look at what we did here, and we're going to get better at this and that." Can't say any of that. I can't say any of that. Matas plays first halves and rarely plays the second half, only in garbage time. Now, here's the thing. You guys know I always like to argue against my own point, right? I think that it holds me accountable as a podcaster, and it also makes the conversation more interesting because this is a solo hosted podcast, right? But I'm going to offer a different look, just a different take, right? Is that Jimmy Butler didn't play a lot his rookie year either. Jimmy Butler couldn't get on the court his rookie year, right? And that second year, he was trusted a little bit more. By the third year, I think he was starting by then, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that one as far as starting, but the trust grew, right? Now, so that we've seen players here in Chicago not play a lot their rookie year and turn it around. We've seen it, right? Go to it. In Jimmy Butler's rookie year, he played 42 games and averaged 8.5 minutes per game and less than 2 shots per game. That he went up in his second year to play all 82 games. He started 20 of those games and he got 6.5 shots. Then his third year, he was a full-time starter at that point, averaging 38 minutes per game. So maybe, just maybe, it's nothing to worry about. Maybe, yeah, the rookie year is going to be a wash. And again, I say that just to argue against my own point. That's just to argue against my own point. Do I believe that that's going to be the case? As long as Billy Bubblegum Donovan is the coach, no, I'm not going to believe that that's the case. If Tom Thibodeau was the coach, if we had a coach that seemed like they had a plan, I would feel a little bit differently about it. You know, Billy thinks not playing rookies makes him a better coach. That's hilarious, Dion. Do y'all want Lonzo traded sometime this season? Any value as an expiring contract? We'll talk about that in a different day. We got a Winton special coming up at some point that I'm going to get into. He requested me to do a video. Winton's one of the oldest subscribers. By the way, my OGs, if you ask me to cover something, I'm more than likely going to cover it because you're an OG. So Winton wants me to cover the Coby White to the Lakers trade rumor. I'm probably going to get to that sometime tomorrow or over the weekend because I want to try to make more sense out of it than what the person who wrote the article made sense out of. And maybe that's just my fault, but we'll get to that. You're trying to make real world sense in Candyland. Hey, man, listen. That's the job that I accepted, unfortunately, and covering the Chicago Bulls. Billy Donovan is the king of gaslighting the Bulls media. He lies about here's the thing I'm going to tell you he doesn't lie about. He doesn't lie about injuries. Go back and look at it. Billy Donovan, usually if we get the truth about an injury, it comes from Billy Donovan. That's the one caveat that I'll give him. Other than that, him and AK gaslight everything. But Billy Donovan usually is a straight shooter in regards to injuries. He's usually a very straight shooter. If he has the information, he gives it. Great facts. That's what I said. I was just arguing against my own point for the nature of the conversation. By the way, Steve-O, we got to do a Sky Central probably here in the next hour if I can put the episode together quick enough. Matas looks ready to contribute to me. Of course, he's going to make mistakes, but he needs reps at the NBA level. At this point, he just needs reps, right? He needs to work on the shot mechanics. He needs to work on the timing. But then again, the one game he went down to the G League, he dominated. The one game he went down there, he dominated. No, I think that Boozer is a lot more skilled. I mean, Vooch is a lot more skilled than Carlos Boozer. It's not even close. Vooch is considerably more skilled than Carlos Boozer. And I'll tell you this, he actually gives more effort than Carlos Boozer as well. Say what you want about Tom Thibodeau, but at least say what you want about Tom. This motherfucker left one comment, and couldn't even spell Tom right. What the fuck is wrong with shit? Stop rushing, Shay. Stop rushing, my boy. There's no reason to rush. Are you running from somebody? Are you hiding from the Babadook while you trying to type these comments, my boy? What's happening here, Shay? What's help me help you? You could have just wrote Tibbs. You could have just wrote Tibbs, bro. You really could have just wrote Tibbs. Tom Thibodeau, but at least he actually got the most out of his rookies. Hell, even Tony Snell looks good a couple of games under him. Yep, that's right, Shay. That's very right. All of Bulls coaches the past decade, Billy definitely is the best communicator to the media. You know, that's an interesting take. He made him French with that X at the end too. Oh man, bro. Shane these lies. Oh man, that is crazy. Don't mind me. I just came for the price tag. Honestly, bro, I've had this hat. This is probably one of my oldest Bulls hats. I've had this hat forever. I don't know the price on this one. I have no idea, bro. Have no idea. Oh man, I just came back. Some is tripping. Replace Boozer on on those D Rose teams with Vooch. We might have got to the. Oh, bro, that's a fact. That's definitely a fact. Dude didn't grow up watching PBS. Oh man, I think that's the perfect place to end it. That's crazy, bro. Shay be stressing me out, y'all. Shay be stressing me out, bro. It don't make no sense. I love him. I love him like a little brother. But man, that's crazy, bro. That man says time Thibodeau with an X. Oh my Jesus, bro. That's crazy. Loki, they want to see you. Come here, Loki. Come on. Come on, baby. That's my baby Loki. That's my baby Loki. Hey, baby. You good? Oh, thank you. The people wanted to see you. You know you're the star of the show. All right. Matas better get some actual playing time. Like, why you ain't we're win anything anytime soon. And Jim Boylan, probably the Bulls GOAT in coach history. That Boylan's the GOAT. Come on now. All right, yeah, y'all tripping. It's time to end the show. Love you guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. I love you guys so much, man. You guys are amazing for everything. Come on, Loki, bro. Chill. Akitas are the best. Akitas are the best. I don't care what nobody says. Akitas are the best dog breed ever. I love you guys, man. Go Bulls. See Red, y'all, man. I will holler at you guys tomorrow morning with the